Southern and eastern ones. We also have full access to Dark Mountain if you can get through that dark room. Oatsngoats, however, left the dungeon early and is taking the long way to the western portal.
I don't know why wait. I was about to say, I don't know why Oatsngoats went the long way around, and it's like, oh, he didn't do Eastern Palace.
Yeah, he noped out as soon as he got those gloves.
Probably gonna do the check through, Village of Outcasts first.
That would seem to sync up with the way he is going through those bushes. The hobo has a super missile pack for us.
And just money that Oatsngoats found in the chess game. Looks like Misery Mire and Turtle Rock are not required.
Interesting. That means it's possible we may not even need Cane of Somalia. Oatsngoats getting bullied by a thieving rabbit. It also means there's a good chance we won't need any medallions. Although we still might need bombos for ice.
If they can't find Fire Rod anywhere.
That'll let them get through it.
Meanwhile, it looks like Lenophis is going to be dipping into Pod.
So I believe I saw in a menu that Oatsngoats found flippers somewhere. In a various suit, very nice.
Very suit and sea house.
Looks like Oats maybe opting to not go into Thieves Town right now. But wait, now he's changed his mind. Going somewhere else.
He's probably heading south to go check out the digging minigame.
While Thieves Town is completable with the hammer blind is not the most fun fight.
It's the last thing I'd want to try to do. Oh, we get a Hype Cave check from albeees. You got another shield, more rupees, some bombs. I didn't see what the first... Oh.
I'm giving it a 1 out of 10 hype. I didn't see the first item either, but I don't think it was good.
At the very... Oh, it looks like it was Ether Medallion.
But with Pendant, Turtle Rock, and Pendant Mire, it really takes away all the hype of finding a medallion.
At the very least, they have a red shield for fighting blind. It'll make that fight easier.
That will help on that fight.
Does it go thinking of dipping into Swamp Palace or just getting the stuff from Hype Cave? Yep, he's going to Hype Cave.
Well, there still is the off chance they'll need this medallion to dive one of those 2 pendant dungeons. So it makes sense to grab it so he doesn't forget where it is.
Yeah. One of them might dip into Misery Mire depending on item locations, since it's a green pendant.
True, but you're not getting that green pendant without a cane of Samaria.
Yeah, there's that too.
And we also need the boots or hookshot.
Yeah, if one of the key items is not on the torch with Desert Palace, boots may not be required. Unless, of course, the key is on the torch.
The best key spot.
Big key on torch in Ganon's Tower. Ooh, Wave Beam in Thieves Town.
Oh, that's gonna be very nice in Super Metroid. I know it's not required, but I really like it whenever I find the Wave Beam.
Yeah, it definitely cuts down on doing the gate glitches, but there are still some that can do gate glitches on if it's like the green gates.
It's also just a nice damage boost.
Let's see, Oatsngoats found Screw Attack, so that leads me to believe it was over where Stumpy was.
Stumpy gave 10 arrows.
Oh.
Metroid had Screw Attack before any of them had Dark World access. This could just be the tracker being updated from the dark time.
I gotcha. Oh, Screw is at Mini Moldorms, okay. Thank you for clarification.
Just a bomb expansion digging game.
This will be a scary fight for MST, doing the blind fight with just hammer and green tunic and only, what is that, 6 hearts?
Yes. It's not the combination you want to go into the blind fight with, unless they found a cane of burner or something when we couldn't see.
They don't even have any of the shields. Oatsngoats has less health than MST, but he does have red shield, and that can help significantly in Blind's fight. The harmless hallway had the big key, but Lenophis is opting to leave Pod for the moment.
Oatsngoats taking his Screw Attack and going into Super Metroid.
My guess is Lenophis does not want to go exploring around the dark rooms in Pod until he finds Lantern. To answer your question, the bonds, this is a randomizer in which items are randomized. If it was doors, then that would be a whole lot more complicated.
Oh, that'd be horrible. See, some super missiles at the Mother Brain missile location.
No location on where they can find Morph Ball, though. No, I don't think anyone's found power bombs for that matter. So unless they find either, both games are kind of locked off right now. Or rather, I should...
See, Lenophis going up to that catfish. That's one of those famous troll spots. They could easily have something, because there's never a good time to add it in. Sorry for interrupting.
I was just waiting to correct myself when I was just saying that it would be Metroid that'd be locked off, not both games. Graded Oatsngoats can check some locations since he has Screw Attack.
The Catfish giving money, but that might lead to a Zord check now. As I believe Lenophis will be a mere 6 rupees short.
Which is why he's opting to murder all these crabs. Now he's 5 rupees short. What's here in the waterfall? Bombs and a reserve tank. Oatsngoats checking the first item in early supers, and it's just more bombs.
And crab murder has paid off for Lenophis. We'll now gotta look at the Zora item.
Remember everyone, if you want more money, just murder some crabs. Also, mind me, I think the item that was on the ledge there was 50 rupees, not 20.
And we find a speed booster in Pink Brinstar.
Ooh, that's a nice find.
Interesting find.
Now the question is he going to make it all the way back to where he was, or is he simply going to save and quit and just get it later? Now it
looks like he's going for it. Now, will he make... Yes, he makes the jump and avoids falling into the pit of having to reset because you don't have enough energy tanks. It may not be its official name, but that's basically what it is.
And unfortunately, Lenophis got scammed once again by King Zora. I have yet to ever see it pay off with King Zora. He just always scams you.
I've had it pay off a couple of games I've played, but it's almost always a scam.
The Smithies have smithed up an energy tank. Don't know how they did that. Yeah, it's easy enough to get the Spore Spawn without Morph Ball, but good luck getting out.
And the logic dictates that that item cannot be a Morph Ball.
K45 just has more bombs.
Now, there is one more item Oatsngoats can check, and the Speed Booster puts it in logic, because he can get the first item in the gauntlet now. This may not be the intended way to charge into there, but it is allowed.
Well, usually what I like to do is, like, I get the entryway and door opened up, so that when I speed boost, I go all the way into the door.
That might be a little trying on his health pool.
Yeah, true enough.
But that is a good tech. That is good tech. Me, I just wall jump my way up into there, and yep. He resets out because that item is nothing.
Yeah, it's especially good if you're just checking that first item, because if the item is trashed, then you know you're just saving that much more time. MST checked out to see what the purple chest had from the thief, and it was just an energy tank. Albeees is going to go fight Blind now. He does have red shield, but he only has 4 hearts, so this is going to be a risky fight. He already got hit once. He's gonna have to play carefully here. You can do it, albeees. You got... Oh.
Takes a hug from Blind.
I jinxed him.
And he's going to decide to come back later when he has a more ideal set of gear for that fight.
Understandable, because that entire fight is just a bullet hell. Meanwhile, Lenophis is getting bullied by these mold orbs.
Yes. Hammer is not the best weapon to clear that cave with, but it could be your only option. But he picks up his screw attack.
Honestly, I just find it easy to do with bombs if you don't have sword. He's got more than enough bombs to do it.
Yes, I only pull out the hammer if I'm low on bombs. Of course, he also has a bow, which he could have used.
And to answer your question, Heartman24, Speed Booster was in pink Brinstar in the... I don't know what item location that was. I guess...
Item you wall jump up to.
Yeah, that one. I don't know the exact name of it.
Looks like Lenophis may be making a play to Death Mountain. Which will... It's a sequence break, but it's going to open up a lot of items.
And if he manages to, talk to the old man and after saving him, that'll open up the save point of going up to Death Mountain. Looks like albeees is going to be checking the big key chest here since he has the big key here.
A blue pea!
Yay! That was totally worth it.
Just going to be checking out Swamp Palace. He can't complete it since he has no hook shot. But there's still lots of items he can grab in here. This is one of the more item-dense dungeons.
MST is going to be checking out the graveyard ledge here. There might be something good.
Where is this progression going? Where is the logical progression going to be?
I mean, they have both the glove upgrades, so that might... I don't know.
I mean, it could very well... The game could very well be wanting you to do Hammer Blind.
If that's the case, that's horrible.
Horrible, but allowed within logic, I believe. Does it merely expect you to have one of the 4 weapons needed to fight Blind? With the other sword and 2 canes.
We also have to consider the fact that finding Mitts was a bit of a sequence break because they did Eastern Palace without Lantern.
That is true. However, with the hammer they had, they still have pretty much all the Dark Lord access they want. Although Ice Palace would not be in logic, even if they did somehow have a Fire God. So what Oatsngoats doing is still in logic, because he could have gotten here with just the gloves. And he did, for that matter. He still has no mitts.
albeees took a death. Just as he was trying to get into Pod.
Morph ball bombs in Swamp. What? Well, with no power bombs being found, that actually might be quite interesting once they find Morph Ball.
Only question is, where is Morph Ball?
The list of in-logic locations grows short. There's Blind, there's the dungeon chests in this dungeon he hasn't checked, and Agina Cave, I believe, unless someone got that during the dark time.
I'm not sure if anyone did do Agina Cave. I mean, I could be wrong in that regard.
That could be a hilarious troll, though. If the question was sitting there all along.
Well, we're getting an Paradox Cave check here from Lenophis. like 7 items to get here, so any one of these could be the progressive items they need.
True, if Lamp was your intended Death Mountain access, then he might just decide he doesn't care.
Nothing so far.
Cane of Samaria. Well, that's... just one of those pieces towards entering a pendant dungeon. Now, unfortunately, Lenophis does not have mitts, so he can't check Darkwood Death Mountain right now. Also, just be opting not to do Pendant Tower of Hera, which is quite understandable.
You wouldn't think these tiny lizards would be so dangerous, but they do like 2 to 3 hearts of damage.
Yes, they hit as hard as crabs. And Oatsngoats finds some power bombs. So once he finds that morph ball, he's going to be just immediately jumping into Metroid. But he still has 2 chests he can check here, although both of these are slow checks.
Lenophis gets his first bit of super missiles.
So it looks like Lenophis found some power bombs that I missed earlier, so there's a second location for those.
No, it's a good stick of death again here in Swamp Palace.
Lenophis going for the tricky triple wall jump into Gauntlet. Metroid challenging Blind with 5 hearts and a useless shield.
If he just takes damages from the fireballs, then he's got plenty of chances.
Well, he's down to 1 heart. So,
yeah.
And he takes a hug.
Lenophis is going to be disappointed for what Gauntlet has.
But now he has information for his team. The question is, will he go and get his speed booster?
His occasions are all over the place, too. It's just like everyone's trying to find some form of progression for Super Metroid.
So a logical progression for the game can only be in 3 places at this point. Blind, the left wing of Swamp, and Aguinus Cave. And boy, is that that is not a happy list.
If it was Aguinus Cave, it wouldn't be that bad, since it would just be kind of an out of the way.
Goes there.
Yeah, it's just out of the way is all. Blind would be terrible to do, since low health. You'd have the red shield, but you can't take too many hits.
So while Metroid's going to be making the swamp check that Oats is making, Oats gets the compass. He has one chest left in here, and since there's no hook shot, he has to walk back upstairs again, making a slow part of the dungeon even slower. So, Lenophis might be going to check out that egg in the cave right now.
If this is Morph Ball, then this could give Team Fail Guys a big leap here.
Nope, it's in the left half of the swamp. Oatsngoats is very happy right now. I can tell.
Well, let's see what that goodness cave holds.
I'm guessing a missile pack.
Nope, piece of heart.
Well, Metro will be finding her more Fawson, so his team will have the information.
Kind of funny that Swamp Palace had both Morph Ball and Morph Ball bombs in it.
And a Power Bomb pack. You got the whole package.
It's like, hey, you want progression? Well, here it all is right here.
Oatsngoats is rushing in there, and I imagine albeees will be going to swamp very shortly after he makes a couple of additional checks. I'm seeing a catfish and Zola check in his future.
Looks like Oatsngoats is probably going to be checking out the... No? Figured he was going to go check Bomb Chorizo first. He's going to go straight for early supers.
Plus he's going to check what's in the back of Gauntlet.
He's already checked what the front part has, so is the back part have anything useful? Got a bottle.
First bottle. Is that enough to tempt him, though?
He's thinking about it. It looks like he is going back, but he... No?
It's tearing him apart inside. I suspect that he'll get it collected at the end of this loop if nothing else nice has been found. But with so many item locations opened up, we'll probably never see that bottle grabbed.
I mean, it is one bottle out of 4.
And while Metroid clears her way towards the Morph Ball, I'm thinking Lenophis is going to go ahead and try the blind. Which makes logical sense for his team.
Actually, now that I think about it, did Lenophis or MST dip into Skullwoods? I think one of them did.
Cape for Oatsngoats. If they find a sword, that'll make the blind fight very easy.
Yeah, Lenophis is going to dip into Skull Woods. Oatsngoats heading down to the Edicoons.
The Bloomerang!
The all-important Bloomerang. And more power bombs.
Well, your second set of power bombs is still pretty nice, because 5 is not a large window of exploration.
They're trying to do a bit of damage boosting here to get past these tiny gaps. Thankfully, Screw Attack can make quick work of those little grabby enemies.
See a very efficient climb up the shaft to get narrow capacity.
Interestingly, Oatsngoats does not have Wave Beam, so if he's gonna go check that Wave Beam room here in the Pink Brinstar, he'll need to do the gate glitch.
Oh, he'll do it. I have faith in that. And the left team has recovered their Morph Ball. The question is, will Lenophis just immediately go to Swamp? As we see, it looks like, yes, albeees is almost certainly heading into Swamp himself. Yep, Lenophis saved and quit out of Skull.
I think it's definitely the case that once all the runners have found where, like, Morph Ball was, they would just make an immediate, like, exit to Super Metroid.
Oatsngoats spawning the spores on Skip.
And there's
for the
lamp.
Ooh.
Okay, now that is weird.
That puts the mitts back in logic.
So in order to get lamp, they would have had to find Moon Pearl and Mirror, go into Swamp, get Morph Ball, then come back here and get Lantern.
This also means that Eastern was an expected double dip. And for two of our runners will be.
Man, that is just crazy. Kind of like just an out of the way, just kind of progression too. Oatsngoats only has 2 shots to get this, so let's hope he gets it. Oh, and he gets it first shot. Nice.
And just reward it with more super missiles, which at this point is very good because they have very low ammo and no charge beam.
Yeah, no one's really found charge beam just yet. We did find location for wave beam, but it's not too much of a damage upgrade, but it is a damage upgrade. While Oatsngoats may not have gravity suit, they can still check waterway down here since they have speed booster.
Yes, this particular charge is in logic. As you have just enough to do without charging. Meanwhile, albeees and Lenophis both heading on the path to pick up their moon balls. Morph balls. Next week we'll be seeing Metroid pick up everything that Oatsngoats has been grabbing.
Those are good.
Choosing to go to Retro Bin instead of heading down to Norfair.
It's usually the route I see most of these runners do is that they just go through green and pink Brinstar and then just kind of loop right into blue Brinstar here to get all the items before heading down to the red tower.
We may see Oatsngoats just go straight for Phantoon after this into the Lex ship.
And to answer...
Go ahead.
As I say, to answer Ferret Helion's question, who actually wins is the team that finishes first, in that both team members have to finish before the other team does. So it doesn't matter if someone finishes first, both teammates need to finish first.
Yes. So if Oatsngoats finishes first, and then Metroid and Lenophis are second and third, their team wins.
So I guess more than likely going to be doing a door jump here to get upwards. Yep.
Yep. Logic expects you to know that. And we have a hot piece, but wait, there's more. 10 arrows.
You get a heart piece and you get 10 arrows absolutely free. I think Oatsngoats already checked to see what was in the ceiling here in Blue Rin Star, so it's probably not worth picking up.
You may have grabbed it already.
Because I saw him pass by the that location when he was heading towards the Billy Mays room, and he didn't go towards it.
True, but early on, at the very beginning of the stream, before it went crazy for a bit, we saw that he was climbing out of Retro Britain, so he may have just grabbed it back then.
Yeah, true enough.
Because we never did see where anybody got the bow, but that could have easily been it.
Oatsngoats is going to go through this location. Oh, but he did the Shine Spark a little too early there.
Gets it second time. Gets a big 20. Wow,
Thankfully,
he's checking vanilla power bombs for some half magic. And since he has the regular morph ball bombs, he must now fight the regular Chorizo. Fortunately, this is not the golden version.
Yeah, I just call him Bomb Chorizo since I think he holds the morph ball bombs.
Yes, he has the vanilla location for that, which is why that triggers him.
Interestingly, I know there's one trick to do with that fight in like vanilla Metroid, if morph ball is, if you go to get morph ball, you can actually exit the room before the door closes on you, if you're fast enough.
I believe that for the North American version, that basically requires dual assistance. For the European PAL version, however, the game went a bit slower, and it's still a difficult trick, but actual humans have performed it.
Oh.
And, it's one of those things that's theoretically possible, but it's like hovering Total Lock. Why?
Oh, humans can't do it. Well, not with that attitude.
So Oatsngoats taking a quick recharge, and I do suspect that he'll be making his way over towards the wreck ship. Possibly at a dip in the red tower first.
You might as well check the upper left corner if he hasn't already. Or upper right corner, I should say.
Alright, the ceiling item in Retro Bin was a heart container, by the way. An excellent call there, Pantsnick. I had forgotten about that item. But Oats is checking now.
Yeah, this was the one I was talking about. Looked like he was about to skip, but then it's like, no, maybe I should get more missiles.
Well, if he is about to hit in the Fantoon, it might help to have a little safety cushion.
You can never have too many normal missiles against Fantoon.
Oh, if the screw attack, it's very easy to just dodge the enrage attacks if you want to take the super missile route, though it is slower.
Now, the question is he going to try speed boosting, or is he going to do a corner wall jump? Though it looks like he's going to be doing the Shine Spark.
Yes, now I do not believe that this is in logic. I could be mistaken, however. Albee's having a little trouble with the spore skip. We got it. Saw the screen shake.
Yeah, it's a bit finicky to line yourself up with that sometimes, but I found a consistent means of doing so.
Yes, it took me some practice, but I also achieved such.
Down here in the wrecked ship lake, we have more missiles. Lenophis is going to go check the spacer room. I don't think anyone's done that yet. Oh, it's just 20 rupees.
Yeah, it's one of those rooms that's just really out of the way.
Well, not too out of the way, but yeah, pretty out of the way.
Or if you're using the Death Mountain to get to Norfair and you do the Retro Bryn loop, then you just don't always pass by that room. And he's going straight into Kraid.
Not a bad call, to be honest. It's quite a number of items you can find in there.
Yes, this will get him.
I guess like
Acquired boss, and I believe 3 items from this play.
Oh, there's Quake Medallion.
Oh boy. Everyone wants to do Pendant Mile and Total Lock. I believe you were about to say something before I interrupted you?
I was just gonna say before that, like, I saw Lenophis doing that corner wall jump to get into Kraid's area, though I usually find it easier. So even though it takes more super missiles to do it, I like to fully open up the entryway and just do a kind of running short hop into the area.
That's how I do it too.
Oh, and Fantoon's already down for Oatsngoats. Although Lenophis gets the quick kill on Kraid. Oh, and MST found Space Jump.
Ooh. Well, that definitely puts getting the wrecked ship in logic. And it's on the way to wrecked ship.
Yeah, since it's in this upper section of Red Tower.
How convenient. She disdains that reserve tank.
Is albeees gonna get the quick kill? Let's find out. Yes, he does. So that's 2 for 2 so far. Wrecked ship doesn't seem to be having a whole lot of useful items in here.
True, but we still have the worst location to check, as well as the attic side.
And then then we have item in the sky, the other item that's in that area, and then the 2 items with the speed booster room as well as the gravity suit room. While Lenophis is going to be looking into the high jump room to see what that has.
Right now, Oatsngoats is making a trip to a room where he will reset out of if he doesn't find anything good.
I always find it so weird anytime I go through that spike room of death that I'll land on those platforms, but for some reason I still get hit. And I never understand why that's the case. I can only attribute it as like some sort of like weird clipping going on.
Regular missiles in here, and oh, he actually is going to decide to keep them. Interesting decision. Perhaps he didn't save.
Yeah, personally, I would have just skipped him. Well, Link Force is saying that he's doing it in case there's no charge and all ammo is going to be required.
Well, I suppose it's a very conservative approach if you're picking up regular missiles for it, but it is valid.
Oh, it's a bit of a clip there to get up higher.
I believe Lenophis is about to go finish off the Palace of Darkness. Wait, did he pick up his lamp? Probably.
Albeees was checking the ice beam location and all it had was just missiles.
You're an hour in and still no sword. A hot container for Oatsngoats, and he wants that health. Albee's making the check into Norfair.
Well, the MST is still fighting Fantoon.
I believe the next hit she gets off on him will slay Fantoon.
Yep, it's dead. And did Albee's just find Fire Rod? Or was that Ice Rod?
I was too busy watching Fantoon die. I didn't see.
Nope, that was Fire Rod.
Ooh.
Kind of ironic that Fire Rod was found in lava.
Yeah, that means they can go through Skull Woods.
Someone probably left it there because the Fire Rod needed to recharge and needed some extreme heat.
For Link to the Past Go mode, they still need access to Desert Palace.
That's going to require either the Ocarina to go into Misery Mire, but then mirror into Desert Palace, or Book of Mudora.
Or access to Lower Norfair to get to Misery Mire that way.
Yeah, that's another way. Very out of the way, but still another possibility.
And logic can dictate it. You know, we could have the flute and book be the two items in Desert. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that, and I guess a master. Okay, they still need a sword to any sword to get through Skull Woods, and a master sword for Ganon. But I believe that's all they need for. Oh wait, look sharp for Swamp. Okay, I'm way off. They still have a few items to find. I mean, opposite of Metroid, they still need to find a gravity suit. And while you technically can go through Meridia and Lower Norfair without it, logic does not expect you to.
It was funny last night when I was commenting on the hard mode seed for just the community race. We were expecting the runners to go through Meridia without gravity suit, but they found it before then.
Yes. Yes, if you play hard mode, then you might be doing those things.
No, Oatsngoats found a green potion.
Hey, that means we'll not be seeing that gauntlet bottle picked up. Oh no, I didn't really see much value though in Wrecked Ship, other than of course the required Phantoon kill.
Yeah. I mean, aside from bottle, that can just lead to another item, but overall, yeah, nothing really important here in Wrecked Ship.
As I'm predicting for the other two runners, we might be in a kill Phantoon and get out situation.
Lenophis did find blue mail somewhere, so he's viable to go fight blind again, since he has both more health and more defense.
And a Cane of Somalia, which is one of the 4 weapons that hurts blind.
I didn't think that weapon hurt him.
It absolutely does.
That is weird.
And it's still easier than doing a hammer fight.
Oatsngoats gets his space jump, and oh, it looks like Ice Beam from the Helmrock King.
Not required, but it makes the Torian a lot easier.
You'll have to go spending like 3 power bombs on each of the Metroid sections.
So that they have found enough power bombs to do that. As long as they don't mess up. Oatsngoats is choosing to pick up the reserve tank. Which I suppose makes more sense given his 2 energy tanks at the moment.
And this team made good use of Space Jump to see what the item in the sky was.
If I had to guess for that blue mail, I'm assuming it would be in the Dark Maze of Palace of Darkness. If someone in chat would like to correct me, I welcome it.
He's having a good old fight with Crocomire here.
The green bottle in the X-ray spot, which Oatsngoats chooses to pick up as an additional Link to the Past safety item.
No, a green potion isn't all that great, but it will become handy later on.
And you can always pour it out and put a blue potion in there. Which can provide a much-needed health refill on some of the harder fights if he doesn't find his blue mail or get some additional hearts.
So where is MST gonna head next, I wonder?
Norfair.
Yeah, he's got all he needs to explore that place, and also Lower Norfair too.
Well, there's no gravity suit, so it's not getting there isn't in logic, but it's certainly possible.
Although now that I think about it, how would they get through Lava Dive without gravity suit?
Oh, it's possible, but you don't want to do that.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
Oh, there's Boots.
Ooh. Crocomire hiding the good stuff. Either they're not required or they're extremely nice for getting around. And we're 3 for 3 on Quick Crade.
albeees is trying to do short charge here, but not having much luck on that regard.
albeees never picked up any power bombs. I was wondering why he was bothering with trying to short charge.
Looks like, yeah, he's doing a mid-air infinite bomb jump to get up to where grapple beam is going to be at. Oh, just a bit too much to the right there. Tricky part here is trying to do a mid-air bomb jump while trying to jump at an angle so he can like get up there without flinging himself to the right from his bombs.
If he stands on the very right edge of that platform, he doesn't have to do an angled jump.
Yeah, it looks like he'll be good here if he can just nail the bomb jumps. There he goes. He's got it. Nope. Aw. You got this, albeees.
We believe in you.
Can we go 4 for 4 here? Yep, 4 for 4. Oh, charge beam at grapple beam location.
Ooh, it's gonna feel nice.
So that was definitely worth going after.
So we have boots and charge after Crocomire. I expect we'll see Oatsngoats make that play.
And we will be getting Ice Beam from Helmarock King, so in terms of going through Turian, once they get all the Metroid stuff done, then honestly it won't be too hard of a means to get down there.
Yep, Oatsngoats is busy trying to... Yep, he gate glitches his way towards Crocomire. So he better watch his health.
Yeah, he's kind of low on health here.
Pretty sure that's as low as you can go. But there is a health recharge station close by.
Does he really have 1 point
Yes.
of energy left? I thought that was 81 he was at.
I think that's 1. It's hard to tell. It's 81, okay.
Yeah, I was about to say, if he was playing that low, I would not be going into this fight.
I was about to applaud his courage.
It's like either you are very determined or just plain foolish. And there goes Crocomire. But honestly, if you just want to be Crocomire with no damage, then you just gotta do it with Charge Plasma.
Unfortunately, that's not going to be possible in this seed.
Yeah, we haven't found where Plasma Beam is.
And Charge is behind him. Well, Lenophis finally takes out Blind, who is guarding the map.
The all-important map.
And his third crystal.
So Lenophis is making good progress to the length of the pass. He's got 3 crystals already.
Looks like he's heading toward... Well, no, he hasn't picked up his fire rod yet. Sure, he might not even know where it is.
Yeah, because MSC hasn't found it either.
Wow, albeees will save the old man and do his Death Mountain checks, although in addition to what we saw, he can also check 3 chests in Dark Death Mountain.
And thankfully, Oatsngoats doesn't need to do infinite bomb jumping since he's got power bombs.
And a space jump.
So you can get that extra energy tank. Oh, albeees took a death. I'm so surprised we haven't seen a sword anywhere.
Well, it could very well be that 2 of the swords are inside Yenen's tower. And then we have another one on, say, Dark Death Mountain. So let's see a Spike Cave check. Why wouldn't this be a fun first sword to find?
They can get use of both the cape and the boots to get through this place relatively easily.
Nope, just supers.
Since he has hammer, he can go check out the other side of Death Mountain as well as, you know, the dark side too.
We also may see a Herod dip. Dependent dungeon, but there's still 2 items in there.
He does not have hookshot, so if he goes into the hookshot cave, at the very most he can check the first chest in there, but you can't check the others.
That is indeed correct, unless he's a hoverer. I don't know if any of the current players today are known for hovering, but that is one possible option. Never in the logic, but it does exist.
At the very least, albeees does have all he needs to finish Hera, but he's looking to do that later.
I believe we're experiencing some technical difficulties.
And both Oatsngoats and albeees are checking out Eastern Death Mountain here.
Oh, a hook shot on the floating island.
That's definitely going to be worth getting.
Well, it opened up the rest of the hookshot cave. But Oatsngoats can't get to it because he never finished Eastern Palace.
I think he's trying to decide on what to do next.
If I were him, I would go straight to Eastern and get those Titan mitts. Yes, I suspect he is in conference with his teammate, however.
Lenophis found the red mail. I wonder where that was. Was that in Hera?
I would assume so. And it looks like Jordorm has taken his toll.
He got bullied off the ledge.
But revenge is had. For basement key.
Means that the basement has some item, but it's probably not worth it.
Well, only if they haven't found... Only if they've already found both the compass and map. That could be the basement item is one of those two. I don't know, there's an item in there and he's going for it. Maybe he's thinking it's gotta be a sword or something. As the lack of swords, I can make other options seem more attractive. Looks like Oatsngoats is heading towards Eastern Palace.
albeees is checking the Super Bunny cave, finds a heart container and 20 rupees.
Strangely, he didn't pick up that pot till he felt his magic.
Ah, he'll be fine. Yeah, go in after Hookshot first before he goes getting in any of the chests in here.
Seems the sensible play to make to me. And big 20 in the Hera basement. Unfortunate.
Steve gets his fire rod and is probably going to be telling his teammate, hey, fire rod's down here in North Fair.
Yes, however, first I believe Lenophis has to go grab his hook shot. Oh, he doesn't know and he doesn't think to go check Dark Death Mountain. Oh, that's costly. Because you'll have to climb back up there again.
Let's see what Hookshot Cave has. Energy tank. Heart piece.
The shovel.
And another shield, so he's got the margarine shield now. Or rather the I can't believe it's not butter shield.
I just thought it was a riot shield.
And to get into Turtle Rock, they need the Ether Medallion, which they all have.
And they have a cannon of Somalia and a fire art. They can do everything in there except killing Trimex. That's a bunch of items. Is that what he wants to do? He's thinking.
Personally, I wouldn't go into Turtle Rock unless I absolutely had to.
I mean, I'd go in there before Misery Maya, probably. But that's just my preference of dungeons.
So I'll need to step out for like 5 minutes or so, but I'll be right back.
Understood. So meanwhile, we have Oatsngoats on the way to the Titan mitts. quite sure what check albeees is making right now. He might be going to finish off Swamp, now that he has his hook shot. Wow. Metroid heading up to Death Mountain. Will not be picking up the mail on Tower, most likely. Oatsngoats getting bullied by the green green Igors. But he grabs his key. And Metroid has seen the hookshot, however briefly. Doesn't even bother opening up Turtle Rock. Well, Lenophis heading down to Kakamai to get his boots and charge shot. So albeees being the one currently doing things we have not yet seen. For those wondering, yes, it's just sheer bad luck that we haven't found any swords yet. Will we reach the hour-and-a-half mark? We did not reach the hour-and-a-half mark. Now, albeees has two options for this fight. He can do menu strats or fighter sword spin. And he opts for menu strats. As each of these puffballs take either 4 hits or 2 spins with the fighter sword to kill. And albeees has August down. Receives the map for his troubles. And a crystal. Lenophis getting off that tricky bomb jump up to these super missiles and the escape from Kakamaya.
I've returned, and it looks like albeees is done with Swamp Palace.
Yes, he found a fighter sword in there.
Nice. So we have at least one sword location.
Yep. Still need one more to kill Ganon, but now we can do Skull Woods. And Aghanim. Boy, let's hope there's nothing good under the Lumberjack Cave.
Did anyone check Lumberjack Cave?
Not that we've seen.
Okay, it was just a piece of heart. Since we've already seen what Pyramid has, Aghanim's not going to be required.
Yep, if Lumberjack's useless, we don't need Aga.
No way that the arrows don't work on those bumper enemies.
Yes, the beetles are somehow arrow resistant.
Just hiding in the doorway.
You can't get past. He has to leave the room. Now he's gonna check out the King's Tomb.
More arrows, yay. Lenophis is going to go checking... What is this one? Room X-ray?
Yes, and he's making these odd and painful check as he does not have space jump.
So he's going to have to utilize Ice Beam on one of these enemies, or do the mid-air infinite bomb jump like he's going to be doing here.
So he will not be happy with seeing that bottle in there. Unless that's his first bottle.
Did anyone do the sick kid check yet?
Not that we have seen.
And Oatsngoats has mostly just been finding keys here in Pod, which, given the amount of locked doors in Pod, keys are going to be like a 60% of what you find.
I believe of the first 6 chests in Pod, I believe at least 4 of them have to be keys, by the logic. Because logic assumes that you use your keys in the worst way possible. And there's a lot of doors in Pod that only lead to one item.
I wonder if hard mode logic changes up the key locations, so you have to be more smart on...
Hard mode logic only affects Super Metroid.
Oh, I gotcha.
And for those wondering, the hard mode logic is tricks that are designed to go with the Super Metroid community, and normal logic was implemented to put Super Metroid in the same neological thinking that A Link to the Past is. We don't have to do special tricks like hovering or fake flippers. You're allowed to, but you're not required. This makes the game much more accessible, as I can imagine there'd be a lot fewer players if you had to hover.
I always do find it funny that Oatsngoats, while he is pretty amazing at Super Metroid, is not all that great when it comes to Link to the Past. He is getting better at it, though, but rather at a slow pace.
Well, somehow I doubt he was much interested in Link to the Past before this crossover randomizer.
Yeah, in which case the randomizer kind of just forced him right into it.
Yes, he's an example of someone who came into this from the Metroid side. And would have little to no problem with the Metroid hard logic. But if there was such an option for Link to the Past, yeah, that would just close him out entirely.
And meanwhile, I could say that I'm good at A Link to the Past, but I can get better at Super Metroid.
I could stand to get better as well.
MSC's gonna check the harmless highway and find nothing good here. Or, never mind.
That's a big key. It's kind of acquired for this dungeon.
I forgot that freaking harmless highway had that.
Well, albee's on his way to kill the moth. Albee's being conservative with this magic use, probably planning to go for flame rod strats on Mothula.
No, there's one option I want to see that would be kind of interesting for this crossover randomizer. It's like an option to make it so that you can't see what the item is until you actually pick it up.
Oh, that'd be similar to how the Ocarina of Time randomizer works.
Since, like, all the items are in chests, right?
Well, no, actually, in the Ocarina of Time randomizer, like, all the vanilla heart pieces that are sitting around, you don't know what it is until you pick it up. It looks like a heart piece. You know, the bot looks like he drops a heart container, but you pick it up and it's actually 5 rupees.
I know MetroidMst does that too with some of the items.
Although honestly, I suspect it's more of a technical limitation due to the 3D nature of the game.
I think Lenophis just found high jump boots in the Bonkrock caves.
Sick Kid only provides a regular missile pack.
Wait, actually, who... Was it Lenophis that did find high jumps, or was it albeees?
Well, Tracker says Lenophis, but...
Oh, okay.
Oh, wait, no. Nope, it just got unmarked.
Albee's making his way back into Thieves Town for round 2.
With a fighter sword in tow, he has the second easiest weapon to kill Blind with.
And thankfully, when it comes to all the bosses, Blind is one of the rare few where his damage is determined not by just pure damage, but by how many times he's been hit.
Yes, from the gold sword to the cane of burner is just 1 damage a hit.
Now, it would help him a bit if he had Master Sword, since going from Fighter Sword to Master Sword, it has a longer reach to it, but it wouldn't make that much of a difference.
Now, it will be slightly harder since it's, the fight is easiest the very first time you start it. You're able to get a better positioning for the start of the fight.
MSC just got high jump boots.
Albee's pulling out that cape. Yes, he is going to make the rest of the fight free. Lenophis heading to pick up his hook shot.
The only question remains is where is Gravity's suit?
I'm thinking Total Rock. I think
it'd be horrible if that's the case.
I mean, they have everything they need to get in there. There are no other dungeons accessible right now. Well, I guess it could be an ice palace. That's a crystal and accessible right now.
Yep, because they have both the... They both have, like, full gloves and fire rod. Of course, if they didn't have fire rod and they found Bombo somewhere, they could have completed Ice Palace that way, too.
So Lenophis opting to not even open up Total Lock.
Oh, he's gonna go get his hook shot.
Well, he also may be thinking it's time to go clear out Swamp Palace, which will get him a sword.
Also, Hywiean, since this is normal logic, the game does not require you to do Suitless Meridia. If it was hard mode logic, then yeah, that could totally be a possibility. But this is not hard mode logic.
I can tell you that I personally would not be in this tournament if it was hard mode logic. Guess Suitless Meridia is one of those tricks that is beyond me. Until I get a lot more practice in.
Man, someone saying is the ultimate troll if it was like, not just in Turtle Rock, but Mimic Cave, that we'd find Gravity Suit.
Yeah, the ultimate troll is that we still need Ice Rod somewhere, and it's on Trimax. And we see Metroid doing a lava dive, trying to get into that lower north there. And pulls it off. Well done.
Yeah, he's opting not to save.
Yeah, that decision I question. Now, if it turns out that that Turtle Rock is hiding a flute, then that might have allowed a skip of that particular dungeon. As this maneuver will allow Metroid to clear a desert palace.
Well, first item here in Doritos is power bombs, and there's the Cade of Ryan. Let's see, it doesn't have charge plasma, but still charge wave is still pretty good.
Sam gets the good location. Another check I need to practice.
It's a bit slow going with charge plasma, but it's still a good strategy.
Any strategy that sees the boss dead and you're alive is a good strategy. Oatsngoats going to pick up his hook shot. And Metroid heading straight into the Link to the Past. She'll get the Mire Shed, Checkerboard Cave, and Desert Palace all accomplished.
It took a quick
checked.
Yeah, he took a quick peek at what MetroidMst was, but he went so fast that I didn't see what it was.
Well, maybe we'll get another peek.
Just missiles in Checkerboard Cave.
My shed has nothing good either. Now the question is Maya going to be the play that gets made here?
Well, according to the tracker, it's Quake medallions, so both Turtle Rock and Misery Maya are accessible.
Oh boy!
MST is opting to go into Desert Palace first and get this out of the way.
Albee's getting our first dive into ice.
Oh, Link first brings up a good point. They can't use any of the medallions without a sword.
Wow, it's been so long I forgot about that, because how often do you go this long without getting a sword? They weren't opting to not open Turtle Rock, they couldn't open Turtle Rock.
I mean, albeees at the very least could open Turtle Rock, but I don't know if he's going to make the play to do that.
Well, he hasn't been up there since getting his sword.
Yeah, true.
So he went up there to get a hook shot, which was needed for the sword. Oh, that could be horrible if Logic actually puts a gravity suit in Turtle Rock. They climb up Death Mountain just to enter Pendant Rock. Oof.
I mean, both of them have hook shots, so I would assume that Oatsngoats probably told him what medallion was needed to get into Turtle Rock.
Albeees, interestingly enough, does not do the ice bomb jump. They'll be going through this dungeon the way the developers intended. How terrifying.
To be fair, that bomb jump is pretty hard to do.
Yeah, it's the one bomb jump I've learned to do semi-reliably. And I guess if he's doing a full clear of this dungeon for items, it's not that large of a time save compared to go moding the dungeon.
MST doesn't have half magic, so if he wants to really get the land molars down quickly, he's got to make all of his shots count.
So that'll bust out the bow or hammer.
Well, that's 2 down.
Not bad.
Oh, he missed the last shot there.
One more arrow will put land molars away.
There we go.
A compass!
So, nothing terribly important here at Desert Palace. Is he gonna try to open up Maya and then realize, oh, I don't have a sword? Or no, he's just going around. Going back into Lower Norfair.
Fortunately, with space jump and screw attack, you can get through this area relatively easily. He's going to want to farm up some supers for Ridley, since charge beam without even having plasma, that's no fun.
Oatsngoats is going to have to play carefully here with Moldorm, because he, despite having red tunic, he is only half a heart left.
At this point, I would actually go ahead and grab the fairy refill option. Although it's possible he doesn't know about it. A lot of players will simply forget that thing. But there is a hole in that room before Moldorm. If you jump down, you'll end up in a room with 2 fairies. Now you do have to have a long sequence of falling through pots.
Unfortunately, Oatsngoats got bullied so hard that he died.
Spring Ball in the Mickey Mouse room.
That's an interesting find. Not exactly a necessary upgrade, but definitely good to have.
I mean, if he decides to go through Suitless Meridia, that makes that even easier.
You know, we could find Gravity Suit with Ridley, too, if... Or actually, no, that wouldn't be a logic, would it?
Well, if you're able to flute your way to Maya, if flute is in, say, Turtle Rock, then you could get down here without Gravity Suit.
Where flute is at, though.
So far, I don't believe we found anything good in Ice Palace, for that matter. But albeees takes out the puff balls.
That cold stare is dead.
And that is 5 crystals for him.
Ooh, and silver arrows down in Lower Norfair. That's gonna make the Ganon fight a lot easier. Now, if they can either get Master Sword or Tempered Sword, then I think they're set for Ganon.
Well, without a Master Sword, they can't do it, period.
Yeah. So I was saying at least Master Sword.
Yes, the ideal would be a Tempered Sword, so you don't have to sit around doing 8 million spin attacks.
Lenophis has made good progress a Link to the Past, to the very least. He's only got 2 more dungeons after Skull Woods. Oh, albeees has the book? Where do you find book?
Oh, that might have been an Ice Palace. Well, that'll get him standard access to desert. Metroid gonna do Ridley. Gonna have to use all of their ammo, possibly some charge beams.
Well, they do have a lot of regular missiles, so...
Oh, not anymore. They all just got emptied into Ridley.
It's very impressive that he's managed to land practically all of them on Ridley so far. Doing a bit of back and forth here with Ridley. Something is... Lenophis is down with Mahula.
And Ridley is down. Very
nice.
impressive fight.
Had to use up all of his supers, but as long as the fight's done.
Today, Ridley is guarding an energy tank. It's a vanilla.
Not that MetroidMst needs more energy, but this is good to get some back.
You know, it's a nice health refill. See, Oatsngoats can be grabbing his sword.
Okay, so while Desert Palace didn't have anything good, it did have Bug Catcher's Net, so that's a good safety item.
Yes, you can now catch fairies. And go for the completely unnecessary Swaggin'. I believe let's see Lenophis go for a lava dive.
Now to think about it, I know that the Link to the Past Randomizer has a swordless option. And if that's the case, how do you go about beating Ganon without a sword?
The swordless option enables the hammer to damage Ganon.
Ah.
It also automatically opens up the curtains in Agamemnon Tower and Skull Woods. And finally, hammer is what you need to use medallions.
Also, Ace Dude, by logic, if Skullwoods is required, then they'd have to find a sword, at least one sword somewhere, but yeah. The other 3 swords could be in Ganon's tower.
It is a possibility. What can't be in Ganon's tower is the gravity suit.
See, we've only found 1 sword so far. The other swords could be in Ganon's tower, and it's looking to be the case right now. We haven't even found Gravity Suit yet, and we've done all of Lower Norfair.
This is both players on the left side have performed their lava dives.
At this point, yeah, I think they'd either have to do... Because if they got their sword from Swamp Palace, they'd either need to dip into Misery Mire or Turtle Rock, and it looks like Lenophis is doing Misery Mire.
Or they could just do Suitless Meridia. Spazer from the shovel. Well, if no plasma, that's something.
Yeah, they don't have plasma at the moment, so Spazer is pretty good at this point.
And imagine about to see Metroid go grab her sword from Swamp. So, will the Misery Mire dive pan out? Including Green Pendant, there's 3 items in here.
Did anyone check Pedestal?
Not that we've seen.
I mean, I doubt Gravity Suit's going to be on Pedestal, but it could be an option.
It is possible if Flute is access to Misery Mire, then
Okay, Link Force is saying that albeees is the only one with a book, so no one has checked pedestal yet.
Yes, he's the only one who's dipped ice, so... And albeees will be checking this center room in the escape, which I believe will be the first runner to do so. Just 10 arrows. Now we have the cutscene Maya. Let's see what that rewards us with. Oh boy, the map.
A tasty burrito.
Hey, I know whenever I go into some sort of find a burrito in a box, I eat it.
I don't care how old it is, I'll eat it.
Everyone knows burritos don't go bad.
At this moment, everyone has a sword.
Currently, the only new content being done is the Misery Mayo dive.
As it gets, remember, you know, I don't have book. I can't get into Desert Palace.
For the person in chat asking, Ganon's Tower cannot have gravity. It's not allowed, so you don't super back end Super Metroid.
Yeah, there can't be any progressive items in Ganon's Tower, only upgrades.
So no Varia Suit, no Gravity, no Morph Ball.
But you can't find things like Morph Ball bombs in Ganon's Tower.
Oh, absolutely. I believe those are literally the only 3 items on the list. The 2 suits and the Morph Ball. As anything else can technically be considered optional, with the right combination of other stuff.
Then it begs the question of where might we find that gravity suit? Gotta be somewhere around here, though we're not looking.
Well, it's still Turtle Rock.
At Turtle Rock, Misery Mire. And interesting that MST is using the fire rod while still charging up a spin attack.
Well, spin attack keeps his facing constant while he moves around. So he'll always be facing down no matter what way he's moving.
And Albeees did the suitless lava dive. He made sure to save before going any further down into Lower North Air. So far, Misery Mire has not paid off on where Gravity Suit is, but it might be here on Vitreous.
Could be, but it is unlikely. As that would basically mean that Flute is in Turtle Rock.
And by the looks of things, it doesn't look like Fighter Sword was doing any damage to Vitreous.
I believe you need to use spin attacks if you want to hurt him with the Fighter Sword. And you can also use bombs and arrows.
Yeah, bombs are a good option since the eyeballs are all clustered together. It won't do as much damage as, like, say, Tempered Sword, but it's still a good option.
With only 6 arrows left, we're gonna have to see some hammers or sword spins to finish off Vitreous himself.
Yeah, Lenophis is playing carefully here. We got 1 bomb left. And he only manages to get 1 eye. MSC just checked out the Pyramid Fairy, but I don't think anything was good there.
Ouch. Vitreous claims a victim.
Yeah, he's making the smart moves like, I don't want to fight Vitreous.
You can always come back later if he really has to. I do believe Metroid is making the Turtle Rock play. And found a Master Sword somewhere according to the tracker. Ah, the Pyramid Fairy had the Master Sword. Very nice.
Oh. I guess I just didn't notice. Yes, I was focusing on the Lenophis' fight. Yeah.
But with a wealth of items inside this dungeon, there's a decent chance of finding a gravity suit.
Well, let's just hope.
Yeah, or flip back to Meyer. Hopefully, if they have to do the whole dungeon, they'll at least find the ice rod in here so they can complete it. So last thing I want them to have to do is a double dip pendant to Turtle Rock.
So Misty making good use of the hookshot to negate some of the damage from these spike rollers. He did get bonked on the last one there. So if gravity is here in Turtle Rock, do you think it's going to be on Laser Bridge, or do you think it's going to be a Mimic Cave?
Trimax himself with the ice rod in the Mimic Cave.
There's also the fact that we haven't had anyone check Pedestal either.
It's true. Right now, I believe albeees is still the only one with a book. I do find it interesting that Lenophis and Metroid haven't done Ice Palace before doing these pendant dives.
It's Chaliceing Ice Rod on pedestal and then Gravity on Trinex.
That would be impossible. You need to kill Trimex to get the pedestal.
Yeah.
So, but we could have Ice Rod in here, a Flute on Trimex, and then Gravity on pedestal.
Looks like albeees is opting to use the Charge Wave Beam and not any of his missiles. Yeah, oh boy, is it Mimic Cave? Let's find out. Nope.
Just some money, but we do have the safety. Metroid died. Very big.
Actually, I don't know why he's keep going through here, because the only other last parts of this dungeon is going to be the checkerboard part here. Actually, no, there's another chest here. Never mind.
Yes. And of course the laser bridge.
For some reason I kept thinking that laser bridge was before Mimic Cave, but it's not.
Well, laser bridge does have an entrance to the outside.
Yeah, because that's what always trips me up, because I know Laser Bridge has that entrance to the outside, and I'm thinking that, that goes to Mimic Cave. Yeah, definitely gonna be needing more magic here.
It says with no riot shield, we'll be wanting to use Cape or Cane strats.
Or you could also just take the deaths and get at the chests while he's checking them.
That is an option, but I strongly suspect we're saying Cape or Cane. And I'm wrong.
It's some careful timing to get through there doing that, but it works. Yeah, Book is not on tracker mainly because Book isn't really a a go mode item.
Now, actually, I am curious as to why flippers are not on the tracker, as they all acquired for one of the dungeons.
I'm not sure. Aww. Let's 2 out of the 4 chests checked. Let's see if the other 2 can have something.
nothing left, but it could be the thing.
Provided he doesn't get blasted off. There it is!
Gravity suit.
We have finally found Gravity Suit 2 hours in.
Yes. Which now means that our runners... that Metroid is now in total go mode.
Though it looks like he's going to be doing Swamp... or no? Where is he going? Oh, he's taking the back entrance into Meridia.
You know, there's no reason to clear all of Meridia. I mean, unless he really wants to hunt for a Tempered Sword, but that's a lot of time spent for that.
I always find it interesting taking this back entrance into Meridia for some reason, like, causes the music to stop until you go into another room.
So the question is, when will the Baja Blasters check out Turtle Rock to get that valuable gravity suit knowledge?
Knowing them, I don't think they'll be working to try to check out Turtle Rock anytime soon, because no one wants to go through Turtle Rock.
Well, if you're correct, then this race is the left teams to lose.
Team fail, guys.
Team fail, guys. Oh,
now,
it doesn't seem an appropriate name given their current position.
MSC is low on ammo here, but it looks like he's going to utilize doing Shine Sparkings into Dragon.
Yes, with a short charge, that's definitely an option.
That's not to say he's not going to make good use of his missiles.
If she really wanted to, she could use the Power Bomb Charge Wave attack. I'm sure there's a fancier name for it than that.
There we go. MetroidMst is the first of our runners to have all the necessary bosses, save for Mother Brain, defeated.
We still need 3 more crystals. Skullwood, Thieves Town, and Ice Palace. And Dragon's Guarding Magic Powder, that's a nice safety item to pick up.
I mean, they have the necessary items to beat Skullwood's Thieves Town and Ice Palace.
Yes, it's just a question of doing them.
The only item I can think of that they would need for Ganon's Tower is boots, and I think all of them have boots.
I believe albeees is just standing there, contemplating.
He's probably going over each location they've been to at this point, thinking, where the heck is Gravity Suit? Where is MST going? Is he just going to check the rest of the items here in Meridia?
It could be a tempered sword check.
Yeah, both sand pits could have something nice.
They also may be looking for a bit more ammo from other brains, since without plasma, charge shots do take quite a while.
They do at the very least have wave beams, so it is slightly faster, but yeah, it's still quite a while. Looks like albeees is going to be doing the suitless lava dive, or at least attempting to. But the sign he is too low on health.
Lenophis beginning his Tittle Rock run.
At the very least, since Lenophis has the I can't believe it's not butter shield, going through Laser Bridge will be very easy for them.
It is the upside. Although the only chest that needs to be grabbed is the very first one.
Oof, Oatsngoats taking another death.
But he's returning to Lower Norfair. He's already killed Ridley.
Maybe he was thinking that there was something he missed in Lower Norfair that he didn't pick up. Or he could be taking this opportunity to go down to where Golden Chorizo is and going into Misery Mire.
He doesn't have Quake, according to the tracker.
Oh, that's right. Well,
maybe he just doesn't know that. He's definitely headed in the direction of Mire.
If we can get this gate glitch. Oh no. I hate that delay with the Wall Masters, because even though they hit the ground, if you still bump into them, that counts as them grabbing you.
An unfortunate setback.
Thankfully, they don't have to waste magic on these mummies since they have silver arrows. Well, I'm trying to think, are arrows useful on Mothula, or is Mothula immune to arrows?
Immune.
Dang.
You need... See, you can use Fire Rod, Fighter Sword, Hammer, and a bee.
Well, I think some of them mentioned that using bee on Mothula is kind of bad, since it would just make Mothula constantly bump into the spikes and do absolutely nothing.
I mean, if your choice is... I mean, if you add a magic and your choices are a Fighter Sword and a bee, then... That's pretty much the only situation I see where you do that. Although using the bee would allow you to focus entirely on dodging things if you're low on health.
Well, Lenophis got his gravity suit, and it looks like Oatsngoats got Thieves' Town done.
And with a blue potion off Moth, that's going to be a nice safety for the Ganon fight, if needed.
Oh, I guess bees do work good on the moth, because I've just had someone tell me that the bees will just constantly bonk Mothula into the spikes, and oh, we've already got Ganon's Tower from Lenophis.
Alright.
I guess he did do Ice Palace.
I don't know if we do it all official like the Link to the Past random tournaments, but feel free to pick a number 1 through 22.
Yeah, get to guessing, everyone.
My guess, 17.
I'm gonna go with my usual number of 9. The teeny bit of lag there, but since he's still checking, then that means that he has not found where Big Key is.
And for that matter, it was a second small key, based on his key count.
Albee's getting his second sword from the Pyramid Fairy. Not exactly what he's looking for, but he's happy to get it nonetheless.
I mean, this one's one of the 2 items left he needed for Go Mode.
Aw, and Lenophis being a bit too slow on the torches there as the door closed on him.
Ouch. Better watch his health.
Especially with these dang mummies. He also has not found silvers either, so you'll need to be careful with the Ganon fight.
Want the silvers in lower Norfair?
I believe so. It's 3, 4, 5...
and 6.
That's 7.
And Bob is killed. Mercilessly.
Seven? Oh, that's 8. Grapple
9,
beam.
10... 11 is the correct number. Congratulations, if you guessed 11, you're awesome.
EMP, any amount of money, guessed right. X-rays on the on the lone island on Lake Hylia.
Yeah, I don't see Algonis picking that up.
I mean, it'd be kind of useful since none of them have fought Dragon yet, aside from MetroidMst, but we haven't found Plasma anywhere. Lenophis will be done with Link to the Past here. The only thing is that he still has 3 more bosses to do in Super Metroid.
Very true, and I expect we'll see him open up the chests on the way up Ganon's Tower to check for that tempered sword or plasma.
I'm surprised he doesn't go through the effort of just checking the rest of the chests too.
Oatsngoats using that power bomb wave strat I was talking about for the, I guess, purple X attack.
Oh, it's called X Factor.
That is the name the community has given it. So yeah, Metroid is going to use the bomb jump strat in Ice Palace, which makes sense given that she's go-moding the dungeon and not attempting to loot it.
Now all players have Charge Beam and Ice Beam.
And I think it's looking they'll be using those on Mother Brain. I do not believe we found enough supers to do pure ammo.
Oh, just enough magic for MST to break open Cold Stare's ice prison.
The only player to have not picked up the double magic from the bomb toy zone.
Unfortunately, he does not have tempered, so this fight can be pretty dangerous.
That is 7 crystals for Metroid.
And he's got all bosses completed with Super Metroid as well. So, he's go mode.
And information as to where the Ganon's Tower Big Key is. Oatsngoats gonna make the Misery Mire dive, whereas albeees is headed towards Turtle Rock.
Not a bad call, but it probably would have...
He may not realize that Gravity Seeders is locked out of there. Because he does have 7 crystals.
Either tablet had power bombs.
This will be the Baja Blaster's first dip into Tower of Hera.
This Lenophis gonna get bullied off by Trolldorm? Nope. He gets it.
And a piece of heart for his troubles. Conveniently giving him a full health refill. Oh, that's some very friendly Aghanim positioning.
Embassy opting to get all these items first before just leaving.
Picking up a bonus energy tank and grappling hook. I'm not entirely sure what the grappling hook's for.
No, I don't know if this is doing. Oh, is he gonna get silvers before he goes and fights Ganon?
Well, I mean, if he has to go down there anyways, he might as well.
Yeah, that's a good point. He does need to beat Ridley, so might as well just make the dive into Lower Norfair and get his stuff.
I mean, Master Sword, Silverless Ganon is a significantly longer time investment. That is a lot of spins you have to do.
I'll say this much, no one should ever have to go through the worst room in Metroid without space jump or screw attack.
Oh yeah, sometimes you just have to infinite bomb jump your way up. As that is completely within the game's logic, even on normal.
The way things are looking so far, it looks like MetroidMst is going to be the first of our runners to get this seed finished first.
I am forced to agree with your assessment. It looks like albeees will be making the check into Turtle Rock.
Provided he doesn't get rock blocked.
Well, yes.
Lenophis making good use of grapple beam to farm for super missiles before going into Ridley's fight. Interestingly, haven't found that many supers through all this.
Well, he's decided that he has enough. Everyone's almost void off the edge by Joldon. We're getting buoyed a bit by those bouncers. I believe Oatsngoats is making a ped check. But I could be wrong.
I have gotten word that, as unfortunate as this is, we're running a bit short on time. These runners have about less than 10 minutes to finish the seed.
Oh, we only got a 3-hour block for this one?
Yeah, sadly. I'm keeping posted on further details with this, but If they don't finish this run soon enough, we might have to cut it short.
It would be highly unfortunate.
I mean, at the very least, if MSC is fast enough, we might see him finish the seed first.
It's possible.
Let's see how well he does with this fight. He's doing good so far. He's at least on phase 2 with Ganon, but he's still gotta get plenty more hits.
Yeah, taking that blue potion for the health refill.
I believe he still has green potions at the very least, so long as he doesn't take more unnecessary damage, I think he's got this fight in the bag.
Yes, he has a green potion to fill up for the last phase.
We go on third phase. Thankfully, it doesn't take that many hits to just get in to do the earthquakes.
Yep, one hit apiece.
There he goes, saying that he... Oh no, he got knocked off! Oh no!
That pretty much kills on the up with finishing the seat before the 3-hour mark. At least in terms of our scheduled block time.
Yeah, because I highly doubt that he's gonna finish this and Turian with Mother Brain in less than 3 minutes.
Yes, albeees has got his gravity suit. And is in go mode. He still has to kill Dragon and Phantoon. Whereas Oatsngoats has to still climb Death Mountain and get his gravity suit. Fortunately, this time there is no blue potion to fall back on.
Yeah, so they just have to play carefully here. Oh, that was close. Oh.
Just a little too close. I imagine we're back to CH up to the potion store. Oatsngoats has begun his total lock climb. Can he catch up?
It's interesting enough, like Lenophis, albeees still needs to do the other bosses in Super Metroid.
So well, he has Ridley down, so it's just Dragon and Phantoon for him.
The Phantoon wouldn't be too bad since he could just go to the starting area, or rather, like, do a reset so you'd be in the starting area and just get to Phantoon.
And Dragon can be backdoored. Ridley is the most time-consuming of the bosses to get to. Metroid taking another shot again in here. Heavy potion strats from Metroid.
He's got to be careful with his magic usage because he is still needed for the lampposts.
I believe there's still one more potion remaining.
He's at the very least got getting into the third phase.
Yes.
But Lenophis has got Phantoon down, so that's all the Super Metroid bosses done for him. So is he gonna do Mother Brain first, then Ganon?
It's feasible. It'd probably actually be faster.
He didn't get the torch glitch.
I'd be using the lamp pretty soon for lighting these things.
It's like, yeah, go to the lamp.
Oh no!
Oh no!
What?
He fell again. At the rate this is going, we might get a turnaround and have Team Baja Blasters make a comeback.
Although Oatsngoats still has to go through most of the Rock and Ganon's Tower. So we have time, still have time for Metroid to make one more potion run and Ganon attempt before we really start worrying. Albee's making a preemptive potion run.
Yeah, I don't blame him. He's definitely going to be playing it safe here.
Oh, he knows he has a big enough lead that anything that he could do to hurt his team would be to flail around on Ganon.
What is Lenophis doing? Oh, he's taking intentional damage. I don't think he's going to try to do the baby skip here.
Basically, I think this is not Saltless Mode, and the hammer will not hurt Ganon.
Can the MST make it this time, or is he gonna get knocked off again?
It's one way to find out.
Albeees has half magic, so he's more liable to use the keep strats here.
Oh, he also made a potion run. Well, Lenophis beginning his mother brain fight.
And he got the Tin Lantern glitch. And there we go.
Ganon is down. Although, you know, still have to successfully walk through the door. I've never seen it, but I have heard tales of people who managed to fall off.
I mean, after all, he did do this on his first try.
That's the first G for Metroid.
The Oatsngoats has to play more carefully because he does not have as many hearts as albeees does, or anyone else for that matter.
But he has his gravity making his way into Ganon's tower. Lenophis entering the hyper beam phase of the fight. That's a G for albeees.
Ooh, and it's a good thing Oats got that heart piece because it fully refilled his health and gave him a new heart container. But the brain is down for Lenophis.
Just Ganon to go for him. It's like albeees will be taking the front door to Dragon. Albeees is almost at the Dragon fight. We have Oatsngoats working his way through the gauntlet. Lenophis picking up some bottles before Ganon. See Metroid just dumping all of the missiles into Mother Brain. And now for many charge ice wave spacer shots.
So you might as well make use of all the ammunition you have.
It's true, it does you no good just sitting there in your inventory. Well, I don't know if it's about to begin his Ganon fight. Metroid has made it to the Hyper Beam stage.
Lenophis is working to get Ganon down to phase 3. Use up all of his magic, though he's probably saving his other potion for the final stage. As far as things are concerned, I think Team Fail Guys got this in the bag.
Seems highly likely, unless we see a series of unfortunate Ganon falls.
Pay no mind to the fact that MST's Samus sprite is glitched up. Everything is fine here. Oh, Lenophis got knocked off.
Unfortunate. Meanwhile, Oatsngoats finishing Ganon's tower and albeees heading to Phantoon. Will Metroid save the animals? Metroid makes a second charge attempt, and this time succeeds. Through the shaft.
And MST finishes with a time of 3 hours, 10 minutes, and 10 seconds.
Those poor animals.
The monster.
Meanwhile, albeees has just destroyed Phantoon and now has access to Mother Brain. Oatsngoats making his pre-Ganon potion run. Does make me wonder where the swords were.
And thankfully, Lenophis has his second potion to get him through into this last phase with Ganon. Almost dodged the fire bat there, but he's still good. Oh, but he fell off.
Taking another dive, keeping this race interesting.
Yeah, not many people have had, like, well, at least in Blue Team's case, they haven't had much luck with Ganon here.
Nope, we're seeing an additional potion restock, while albeees heads down to Mother Brain.
We might see albeees finish before Lenophis, but Oatsngoats still needs to do Ganon, Dragon. Yeah, so even if albeees finishes before Lenophis,
it'll take a couple more tumbles on Lenophis's part into the pit for Oatsngoats to catch up. But yes, even if albeees finishes next, as long as Lenophis finishes before Oatsngoats, he will be the winner.
Oh, albeees didn't get the baby skip, though. He may have not opted to go after it. Or was he trying to?
In either case... Let's see. Oatsngoats is using the Cape Strats.
According to Eternal September, he says that albeees says that MST cheated. I guess. MST just got lucky is all. As we mentioned earlier, that's another thing that plays into these races is luck.
They were the first ones to make the choice to dip Turtle Rock. That's what did it for them. Alright. Misses the torch glitch on Lenophis' side.
Oh, and he missed the arrow shot too.
Albeees beginning his mother brain fight.
Oh, that's an interesting Twitch glitch. The room wasn't fully lit, and yet he only lit one of them, which made Ganon think, oh, the room's fully lit.
Meanwhile, Oatsngoats has killed Ganon without falling into the pit once. Well done.
Team Baja Blasters proving that they can do Ganon with just Master Sword and not fall off. Depending on how this goes, this might be a comeback for Baja Blasters.
So Lenophis needs to get those hits in, because unless there's another potion waiting.
Oof, it's just not.
Oh, he's out of arrows. He's having to do Silverless Ganon.
Oh no! I actually didn't notice this ammo count there.
You probably didn't notice it until he tried shooting one.
Let's just hope his magic can hold out. Oh!
And into the pit.
I think he fell down on purpose, because he wasn't knocked into it.
I think he didn't have enough magic left. So the question is he going to get some arrows from somewhere? Is there anyone that even sells them?
The fastest way to get arrows was right here in Eastern Palace.
This is opening the way up for Oatsngoats to catch up.
Because he's no, he's going to the wrong door.
No, this will only be a very short delay.
Ooh, nice shine spark there.
Now will albeees save the animals? I know he did it in his first race in this tournament. And he knows that he has enough time to save them.
Nope. He's gonna let them die.
And albeees is the second finisher. So it's between Oatsngoats and Lenophis. Oatsngoats must finish Dragon, and then Slime Mother Bine was Lenophis must defeat Ganon.
Ooh, and Oatsngoats got blue suit too. So that's a full finish time of 3 hours 21 minutes and 36 seconds for albeees.
And very nice shine spark from Oatsngoats for that blue suit.
Now, this can be a pretty interesting race, because it was a Master Sword Ganon fight here can be pretty long, and from what we've seen with Lenophis, he was having trouble just getting those shots in. So if Oatsngoats is fast enough with this, he could finish before Lenophis and snag the win for their team.
It would be quite the impressive comeback. Unfortunately, I do not believe we have audio for either of the remaining players.
No, sadly not. Or, actually, no. We've got audio for... No. Actually, no, we don't.
Oatsngoats gonna make a quick trip to the ship so he has some ammo to get through the Torian. I think that if Lenophis can kill Ganon without falling off, he'll win. If he falls off, I think it's Oatsngoats' game.
And he's only got 15 supers. Man.
Good thing they found that Challenger Beam. This would be the weirdest seed ever if we had to go on the hunt for supers at the end.
It was bad enough we had to go on a hunt for Gravity Suit. Man, just...
Taylor's Metroid.
He is getting those kills like nobody's business. Huh, I didn't think any percent users only use 10 missiles for Turian. That's incredible.
Yes, I know low percent you only get 10 missiles and 10 supers for this. Lenophis in the earthquake phase.
Is that... what am I saying? Oatsngoats probably is going to get the baby skip here. This all comes down on whether or not Lenophis can get the kill on Ganon here. Oh, Oats got the baby skip.
Lenophis has killed Ganon.
So as fast as Oatsngoats has been going with Super Metroid, it looks to be a win for Team Fail Guys. Yep. Lenophis finishes with 3 hours, 26 minutes, and 22 seconds, so Team Fail Guys wins this. GG to you guys.
Oh my gosh, my heart's gonna explode.
It was getting close there because Oatsngoats was catching up very quickly once he got to Super Metroid.
Oh my god.
Yep, he's killing Mother Brain right now.
Oh my god. Oh. That was a bit close. We're going back to Master Sword School and figuring out how to use it.
Yeah, it's like, I will say this much, you guys fell down to Ganon a lot of times, but albeees and Oatsngoats didn't.
What in the...
You dove to the rock much sooner than they did.
Okay, I want to say something here. I only dived Turtle Rock because I forgot Ice Palace was a crystal. And I almost bailed as soon as I realized that halfway through the dungeon.
Yeah, but no, you lucked out.
Oh my gosh. I was so expecting that to be such a terrible decision once I realized Ice Palace was on the table.
I mean, we as the commentators knew that you were making the right decision because we had seen Ice Palace from the other team.
Oh.
That was an accidental dive I did not mean to do. Thank you, Miss Metroid, for making that gravity suit seed there.
So I have to ask, what did you guys think of the seed?
I have mixed feelings about this because we had a lot of progression early, and then it just died off, and then we had a lot of health, and then it just died off.
I do like the amount of health.
Yeah. Our curse of having bombs and Morph Ball in the same dungeon reared its ugly head once again.
I think that's the third... This is our third race in this tournament. I think it's the third time we've had to double dip Swamp. It's like a rule now.
And our last race, just for reference, Morph Ball and bombs were on Laser Bridge in Turtle Rock.
Yeah, our practice one was like that, so that was fun.
For now we have to rename you guys to the Ganon Fault guys.
That's where the fail comes in.
You're really living up to the name.
Oh my gosh, I was so salty that whole Ganon fight. And then Leno's about killed me. I'm like, they can't. I'm sitting there. I'm like, okay, Leno, I don't see a dot done yet. And then albeees get a dot done. I'm like, oh my gosh, Leno, stop falling.
Yeah, so honestly, in Lenophis, if you had fallen one more time, I'm pretty sure Oatsngoats would have snagged the victory.
Probably, yeah. If he was already at Mother Brain, then yeah, he probably would have. I have a question.
Just now getting us
albeees mentioned that you only had Master Sword. Where was another sword found?
We don't know. No one found one.
Honestly, the other sword probably could have been in Ganon's tower.
There's Ganon's tower, and there's lots of Meridia that went unchecked.
Yeah. Green Pennant unchecked still?
Yeah, nobody checked green pendant.
Oh, you could have done that when you grabbed your arrows.
Yeah. Well, I died to Vitreous, so I had to go back in and kill him.
Oh, that's right. Never mind. You didn't get him.
Yeah.
Yes, there was one thing I noticed said, like, you went to the Vitreous fight, you only had a normal sword, and just like, this is going to be painful.
Yeah.
It looks like a sword might have been on pedestal, because Leno's thing says the Master Sword.
Yeah, it was all vanilla text, so I don't think any of that was changed.
I think it had.
Because it said the Master Sword. It would have said something like a progressive sword or an unknown sword or something like that.
A better sword.
If I remember
time.
Yeah, it was something like that because the Link to the Past randomizer changes that text.
Honestly, I did not expect the seed to go on for as long as it did.
I had called beforehand. I'm like, this is going to be another sub 3 hour Leno. We're going to aim for 2:45. It started out kind of that way. And then,
it looked like it was going to head that way, and then there was no sword.
And then I believe I was on pace for sub 3 until Ganon. And then that just destroyed everything.
And no one is saving the animals. The animals have all died.
No.
You're all monsters.
That I am proud of all racers.
You know what? This seed was a monster. We're exacting our revenge on it.
Well, that's fair. Between the gravity suit hiding away and the lack of swords. There's also a repeated dungeon double dips there. You had the double dip swamp.
Yeah. Yeah.
Of course, I just found it so weird where Lantern was as well, because...
Well, sometimes plants like things that set stuff on fire.
Yeah, he was securing the lamp so no one could use it against him.
You want to interview the losers?
I was more upset that I ended up dying twice in that last dark room in Eastern. That should not have happened.
Oh yeah, the Titan's mitt on Armos was pretty interesting.
Both gloves in Eastern.
So how long if the super early bow to claim them?
I guess it's like the first time in a while that I've seen both one that's no one went into the Ganon fight with a tempered sword, and secondly, we went through a good portion of the game without a sword.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it was an hour and 45 before we found our first or something like that.
Thank you, Swamp Palace.
Did Swamp Palace have anything good?
It had the sword.
Just the sword. That was it.
Well, sword along with the morph ball stuff.
Yeah, so that ended up being a requirement to get that sword to go into Turtle, because we needed the sword to open it up.
Honestly, I'm surprised anyone didn't try to go more through Ganon's Tower to find either Plasma Beam or another sword.
Well,
yeah, I thought about it.
Yeah, but Leno had 3 bosses in Super still before Mother Brain. So I think I told him, just run. Thinking back, we should have looked for a sword.
Yeah. So that would have saved, several sword spins on Ganon?
It would have probably saved every single fall. Just so much more comfortable with slashes. But, no, it was... I was kind of worried at the end there. I was thinking, we're going to be so far behind just because I knew I'd found Gravity and Turtle, but I was still thinking that they can't have taken that long to find there. So I was really worried at the end.
Also, did albeees and Oatsngoats get the invites?
I saw albeees.
Albeees was in here, asked if wanted to interview the losers, and then left.
Oh. Okay.
It is his choice whether or not to be interviewed.
Well, either way, I think this is a good stopping point for the race.
Indeed.
I need to recover.
Me too. We got one more match this week, then I think.
Yeah, at the very least, you guys get to continue to move on in the losers bracket.
Yeah. One more. So that'll be fun. I'm gonna practice the Master 4 strats. That'll be my
practice
assignment.
Yeah, I'm gonna practice dying less strats.
Oh, the best.
No, that was really fun. The seed was very interesting. So thanks Link Force for that, even though it was kind of garbage with some things. And GG's to albeees and Oats for finishing that as well. And I'm assuming not being terrible at Ganon.
No, neither one of them fell on Ganon.
Oh boy. So yeah, teach us how to Ganon.
Do either of you have any final words on this before we close out?
Burn it with fire.
It's dangerous to go alone. Take this.
Burn it with a fire rod, perhaps?
Oh boy, yeah. No, that was fun. Looking forward to the next race. I believe it's against Stoops product, yeah. So looking forward to that. I really love this randomizer, so.
Well, thank you guys for racing for us, and a shout out to our trackers as well, like Force and Shao. Thank you all for watching this, and I hope you all enjoy the next race. There's one scheduled for tomorrow, as a matter of fact, at 6 p.m.
We also have a community race tonight on normal logic. It was going to be hard mode logic, but that was actually last night by accident. So we'll have a normal logic community race tonight at 9. 9 Eastern, I should say. But yeah. Thanks for tuning in. Oh, it is hard tonight? Huh. But yeah. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you all later.